Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to today's daily quiz segment, and let us quickly look at today's important questions to be analyzed. Well, the first question on the screen is a set of two statements where the first statement is talking about Ministry of Social Welfare. So it says the Ministry of Welfare was renamed as the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. This happened back in 1998. This is a correct statement about the ministry. Let's remember that when we talk about the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, it is one of such dedicated ministries of the Indian government which serves the purpose of providing social empowerment, providing social justice to the disadvantaged and marginalized segment of societies, including the SC population, including the LGBT population, including the people with physical disabilities as well as elderly care. Apart from that, also victims of drug abuse who need rehabilitation. So all in all, this ministry is a dedicated wing that works to promote social welfare. The second statement talks about NAMASTE Scheme. Now here NAMASTE stands for National Action for Mechanized Sanitation and let's remember that the purpose behind the initiative is to prohibit any kind of manual cleaning of septic tanks and sewer pipes. Let's also remember that during the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, health and well-being vertical, that was the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan 2.0, one of the main ideas of the Indian government was to abolish manual scavenging. In fact, the Honorable Prime Minister had said that if we are allowing manual scavenging, we are just trying to continue with the worst symbol of untouchability. And in that right, let's assume that both these above statements are valid, making C as your correct answer. The reason why we analyzed this question was due to a PIB release which says that the government is all set to launch a social defense fellowship, wherein more and more entrepreneurs, people and civil society groups shall be encouraged to take up social justice initiatives for people. And on that note, let's proceed with the second question of the day. Again, a set of two statements, and the first one says that the Five Eyes is a multilateral intelligence sharing network that comprises of countries namely Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Japan and the US. Now we can clearly see that Japan here is misplaced because talking about the Five Eyes multilateral agency, let's remember that it is an alliance that comprises countries of Australia, indeed, Canada, New Zealand, US, as well as we talk about United Kingdom here. It intends to create a joint cooperation towards intelligence sharing or sharing of signals intelligence. So in that note, the first statement is clearly wrong. The second statement is with reference to the Five Eyes. It says that Echelon refers to the surveillance program, the monitoring program of the aforementioned Five Eyes. Well, this here is a correct statement. Let's remember that as and when the Cold War was intensifying, when it was becoming more and more intense, at that point of time, this was an intelligence sharing agreement that had been created back in the 1960s. Now, therefore, the second statement becomes valid and we can say that B will be the correct answer. The reason of putting up this question today is due to a Hindu article that talks about AUKUS, the AUKUS. Here, in the Indo-Pacific region, countries such as US, UK, they are all planning to ensure safety, security and peaceful dialogue with regards to the Indo-Pacific area. Now, under this agreement, there is also a plan to provide Australia nuclear attack submarines for better military enhancement of Australia, given the precarious situation of the Indo-Pacific and the South China Sea. And on that note, let's proceed with the third question of the day. And this talks about micro ATMs. But what are micro ATMs? Now let's remember micro ATMs, in fact, They function to provide instant sale terminals to people. Through which bank agents can authenticate transactions. It is a revolutionary way of providing instant accessible money withdrawal, bank deposit functions to the people. And here the question says, which bank among the following was the first to introduce micro ATMs across India? Here the options are A, ICICI, B, Axis Bank, C, the State Bank of India, or is it D, the Kotak Mahindra Bank? And clearly the correct answer is Kotak Mahindra Bank. Let's remember that India is now all set to launch interoperability of digital payment systems for promoting better, faster, accessible internet banking in 2024. And on this note, let's have a look at the fourth question of the day. A set of 3 statements. The first one goes on, the principal alloying element which imparts corrosion resistance to stainless steel is chromium. Now this is correct because talking about steel, now we know that steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. And talking about stainless steel, the fact that stainless steel is actually alloyed with chromium. It is in fact coated with chromium so that it does not rust, it does not experience corrosion. The first statement is valid. The second statement says, molybdenum. Molybdenum can be used further to increase the hardness, durability and resistance, the toughness of stainless steel. Is that correct? Indeed, it is a correct statement as well. Let's remember that not only molybdenum, also nickel here is sometimes added so as to improve the variety of stainless steel. Hence, the second statement here is as correct. Now, the third statement says stainless steel is considered completely recyclable. Well, yes, if we start recycling it, it can be traced back to its source elements, which means that it can be reused and recycled, pretty environmental friendly there. So all the above statements here are valid, making D your correct answer. The reason why we gave impetus to this question today is due to a release from the Economic Times which said that the Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, he has inaugurated India's first green hydrogen plant that is made up of stainless steel. So this indeed is a major boost for application of stainless steel in the energy sector. And on that note, let's quickly proceed with today's PYQ that has come to you all the way from 2021. It says, at the national level, which ministry in India is the nodal agency to ensure effective implementation of Scheduled Tribe and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006. Sometimes it is also known in short as the Forest Right Act. So which of these ministries are responsible? Is it A, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change? Or is it B, the Ministry of Panchayati Raj? Could it be C, the Ministry of Rural Development, or it has to be D, the Ministry of Tribal Affairs? Now, recently we handled a question on Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Let's remember that for the tribal welfare, for exclusive social economic empowerment of India's tribals, the government has created a separate ministry to take care of all the problems of the tribes, and this is the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And hence here also, problems regarding rehabilitation, problems regarding displacement, or problems regarding lack of access to forest resources, they are all coming under the ambit of single Ministry of Tribal Affairs, making D as the correct answer. And now to the fact of the day. And we are talking about the Minicoy Islands, Lakshadweep. Why? We are talking about it because after creating a naval base in Minicoy, Indian government is all set to create a jetty for much larger ships in Androth region. And this is being done to enhance, improve the presence of Indian Coast Guard in the area. Now we all know that recently Lakshadweep had received a lot of limelight when the Honorable Prime Minister had visited Lakshadweep and had commented upon the unexplored touristic potential of the islands, which also caused a massive consternation in India-Maldivian relationship. And on that note, let's quickly see What is Minicoy? So Minicoy is located in the Lakshadweep island, and remember, it's the second largest and the southernmost among the islands of Lakshadweep archipelago. That is the entire gamut, the entire set of Lakshadweep islands. Sometimes it is locally also referred to as Maliku Island. Why? Because it is situated on the Maliku Atoll. It is about 201 kilometers to the southwest of Kalpeni and located much towards the end of the 9-degree channel. Now it is known for its lovely biodiversity in terms of rich lagoons. Uninhabited small island known as Viringili. And apart from that, culturally also it's renowned for certain practices like traditional boat racing. Apart from that, many kind of folk dances, some of which are the lava, thara, dandi, bandiya and fuli. Mahal is one of the languages that is a very vulnerable language. In fact, it is being spoken by very few people, and it is a well-known language of the Lakshadweep. Similarly, Minicoy is also a very critical center for tuna fishing and tuna farming. Apart from that, we also refer to a very interesting, colorful boat race, a traditional event that happens in Minicoy. It is referred to as Jahadhuni. Apart from that, there are many other interesting attractions here, and some of them are a very unique kind of village construction. So the villages are all located in a series. They are located in a well-arranged manner referred to as a vaha. Culturally also, the tribals are headed by organizations headed by the Mupan, and the entire cultural, social, political life of people is centered around community. And on this note, before I leave, a quick clarification from yesterday's quiz. Now, a lot of students were debating about the river Pampa or river Pambar. Now, let's remember that although River Bhavani eventually is a tributary of the Kaveri river, let's also remember that rivers like Pambar, they also eventually go and join the river Kaveri. So here we are addressing an entire integrated water system where many rivers in Kerala cut across each other eventually to join the bigger river Kaveri. And on that note, I hope the session was helpful. See you very soon with another such exciting segments. Thank you so much to all of you.